Hey everyone, this is Capricorn. Today I want to discuss how to deepen your bond with a Capricorn. The first thing that you're going to need when trying to build a bond with a Capricorn is to have understanding. When it comes to building a bond with a Capricorn, it definitely will take some type of patience. So, understanding and trust is needed if you are ever going to deepen that bond with a Capricorn. Some Capricorn relationships can fail because others are not patient enough to let a Capricorn warm up to them. Things are not going to move all the time at a fast pace when you are trying to get to know a Capricorn. And this is something that you really, truly have to understand. We really like to vet the people who we let into our lives and who we let into our space. And so, of course, this connection is not always going to come right off the bat. Now, can Capricorns make bonds right off? Of course we can. Sometimes it just happens. But for the most part, Capricorns are going to vet you. We're going to see how you move, see how you act, if you change up, or do you remain consistent? These are the things that a Capricorn really wants to know about you before we do deepen that bond with you. But once a Capricorn feels safe emotionally to open up, that is what we'll do. At that time, Capricorns will feel more comfortable. We won't hesitate as much. We won't feel like we have to push you away because it's just happening and nothing has to be forced. And also, Capricorns want to maintain some level of control over our emotions. And we will never appreciate anyone who comes into our life who just wants to take control, have our emotions going haywire, or push us into doing something that we may not be comfortable doing. It's just always best to have the understanding with a Capricorn and not smother us and not push us into doing things and just let things flow naturally. And that brings me to my next point. Don't rush a Capricorn if you are trying to build a bond with us, if you're trying to deepen a bond with a Capricorn. One thing about us is that we absolutely do not like being rushed. We don't like the feeling of being tricked into doing something or being pressured into doing something that we already made our mind up that we're not doing. Nothing will irritate a Capricorn more or drive a Capricorn away from you than you constantly bringing up the same thing or pushing us into doing something once we have told you that we're not doing it. Capricorns are extremely stubborn in that sense. And so if you are constantly pushing and forcing and just doing unnecessary things, Capricorns are going to back up away from you. We want connections to flow naturally, like they shouldn't be forced. You should not have to force somebody to spend time with you or pick up the phone. Things should just flow naturally. And if a Capricorn feels like things are not going, in the right direction, or we feel that pressure, we're just going to shut down. When you do let things flow naturally, it's just easier to build that bond and that trust with a Capricorn. Because once it's lost, it's very hard to get back. Capricorns are not going to just keep giving you our trust and just keep letting you into our lives to just break our heart after time after time. That's not going to happen with us. And so you're never going to get anywhere with a Capricorn or deepen the bond with a Capricorn if you're being forceful or if you're rushing us into doing something. That is never going to flow. The best thing to do is let things happen naturally and just go with the flow. Show Capricorns that you are authentic. If you are not going to be authentic with a Capricorn, then a true bond and a connection simply cannot be made. Capricorns are not here for the fakeness. We're not here for the posers. Just be yourself. Be who you are at the core. Don't switch it up today and be who you think you want us to be and then be who you really are the next day. No, Capricorns are not going to appreciate that one bit. And that is never going to deepen any bond that you have in your life. You must be consistent and you must be genuine. Be authentic. People love it when you are just being yourselves, doing what you love. That just attracts people. So there's no need to fake. There's no need to be overcompensating for things when you can just be yourself. And Capricorns can definitely sense when you are not being honest with us. We will definitely start to distance ourselves from you when we feel like you are not giving us genuine vibes, when you're not being yourself. And so it's just important to show Capricorn how genuine you are when you want to build that bond. And this is extremely important because Capricorns don't really trust people all that much, and especially quickly. And so anytime that trust is broken, it's gone forever. Capricorns have no issue exiting you out of our lives. We're actually very good at that. Do we always want to do that? No. We just want people to come in our lives and be genuine from the start. One thing that we don't play about is character. And once you have shown us that your character is flawed, we really have nothing else from you. At that point, just throw the whole relationship away, because Capricorns are never going to want to have you in our lives. And pretty much you have ruined the chances of building the bond with a Capricorn. So it's always just best to be authentically you and nothing else. It's okay to be yourself. You don't have to always pose. You don't have to overcompensate for things like I mentioned earlier. Just be you. Capricorns are always going to appreciate the authentic you. And honestly, if you appreciate that Capricorn and you want to deepen that, genuinely want to deepen that bond with the Capricorn, then you'll be authentic. There will be no reason to fake. You're able to have those conversations and have those meetups that are going to just flow naturally. You won't have to force anything, and you won't have to put on a face that you think is going to impress a Capricorn or whoever it is. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Capricorn. Just be you. Be who you are. And if people are not accepting of who you are authentically, then they're not the people for you. Sometimes we force relationships and we try to force interactions that don't need to be forced, and we really just need to move on. And in the end, we tend to cause ourselves more harm than any good. And so if you ever sense that someone is not being genuine or understanding of your feelings and rushing you, then they might not be the one for you. And there's no need to build a bond, because they're just there for a season. And that's okay. That's honestly fine. But yeah, I'm going on a tangent now. But down below, I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. How do you feel like someone can deepen the relationship with you as a Capricorn? And anyone who is watching this video, what qualities are you looking for in a person that you actually want to build a genuine relationship with, a bond with, a connection with? What qualities are you looking for? I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you'll be sure to hear from me soon. All right, bye-bye.
You got that something that just rocks my world. I can't help but feel like we are meant to be.